Daniel Ricciardo might well be in risk of losing his place at McLaren. The Australian has finished ahead of Lando Norris, his British teammate, just twice so far in 2022. McLaren boss, Zak Brown, has mounted the pressure on Ricciardo to perform, as he gave off the impression the team has mechanisms in his contract that could have it terminated early. Ricciardo's McLaren and overall Formula One career might just be at stake. So, is Ricciardo really in for the let-go, or has McLaren got other plans? Well, stick around to find out. But first, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, and welcome more updates on your favorite car brand or the auto world in general, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we constantly bring you more of the most current information about modern-day cars. After signing a 3-year contract with McLaren last year, Ricciardo was out-qualified 15 times and outraced by Norris, who finished the 2021 season 45 points ahead of him in the Drivers' Championship. Since joining the 8-time Constructors' Champions, the 32-year-old has seen success and failure, and team owner Zak Brown appears to be losing patience with the driver. Brown stated earlier this week that Lando Norris has a clear advantage over Ricciardo and that the Australian's disappointing performance is not what McLaren expected when they hired him away from Renault. As Brown pointed out, Norris' consistency magnifies Ricciardo's struggles. The British driver, who finished 6th on Sunday, has outperformed his colleague this season in all but 2 races, scoring 48 points to his teammates' 11. We surely would want to see Daniel vastly near to Lando and have a strong inter-team battle, the CEO of McLaren reflected. Except for Monza and a few races, it hasn't come close to his or our expectations of what we were aiming for. I suppose the only thing you can do is keep moving forward as a platoon, keep the lines of communication open, and hope that whatever is not working right now will soon work. When Ricciardo was questioned over Brown's comment, he took the review in stride. "It's not untrue, it's relatively true," he remarked. "First out, I do not take review tete-a-tete. My skin is thick, lovely, and scourged. Nothing will be tougher on me than I am. I do not want to be running in the 10th or 12th position. In terms of trying to stand up and optimize myself in this machine, it has surely been more grueling at times. But we are making serious progress together. We're now working through it because the platoon and I both desire it." Now that Brown has intensified his criticism of Ricciardo, the 32-year-old's long-term future at McLaren is in grave question. He asserted that Ricciardo's contract with the team, which runs out at the end of 2023, is not ironclad and has provisions that would let McLaren fire the Australian driver if his performance doesn't improve. When asked if Ricciardo or McLaren had a way out of their contract if they didn't want him to compete in 2023, Brown replied, "There are methods by which we are committed to one another and mechanisms by which we are not, but I don't want to delve into the contract. I discussed it with Daniel. Although we aren't seeing the outcomes we had hoped for, we both intend to keep trying." He showed at Monza that he could win races, in my opinion, last time. Additionally, our race car has to be improved because it isn't competitive enough to win races. However, we would want to see him move up the grid. We'll keep an eye on him to see what he decides to do and how the ramifications pan out. Moreover, although we are not in a haste, our testing program is beginning to gain momentum. This year's MCL 36 is easier and more pleasant to drive, according to McLaren's technical director, which only makes Ricciardo's inconsistent performance more perplexing. The Mexican driver, Pato Howard, has had his contract with McLaren's IndyCar squad extended to the end of 2025 according to Brown's statements. Due to their development contracts with McLaren, Howard and fellow IndyCar rising star, Colton Herta are able to test drive the team's F1 vehicle. Herta has been mentioned as a potential Ricciardo replacement. Given the attractiveness of having an American driver on the grid, as F1's popularity soars in the US, the 22-year-old is obviously in McLaren's long-term plans. The situation for the Australian driver is undoubtedly bad. Time is running out for Ricciardo at McLaren. But what does he have to say for himself during this time? Ricciardo spoke to Crash about his inconsistent performance this season and the speculation around his future. He said, "It kind of changes over time, and every now and then I'll feel horrible about myself. But other times, I'm fired up and eager to disprove many people and establish my own superiority." I tend to kind of giggle at the doubt most of the time, since I was undoubtedly still striving to understand it at times even last year. However, there were reports saying that he's lost it as early as April and May last year, when 6 months prior in 2020, I was regarded as one of the best drivers in the season. The truth is that I haven't lost my competitive edge, or forgotten how to drive in the last 6 months. It was just a phase that I knew I could get through. Just 9 months ago, Ricciardo won the Monza race, giving McLaren its first victory in 9 years. Teammate Lando Norris came in second. But thanks to his adventures since the start of the new F1 era, he has had the worst season debut for a McLaren driver since Stoffel van Dorn in 2018. So, the future of Daniel Ricciardo is more likely than not to be decided in his next few races. Until then, we wait in suspense. We would like to hear what you think about this issue down in the comments section. Also, check out our Formula One playlist for more information on the Formula One world.